That is the Commonwealth grasping at straws. If it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's a duck.
I noticed while driving to and from work on 2 separate occasions, 2 different vehicles had been following me.
Take a picture of it? Take a picture of it.
I don't even know where to start this. A few weeks ago, I attended a standout at the Canton Police Department, where I got to meet a lot of cool people, even interview people like Rita Lombardi.
Yeah, Hey, how's it going? Love it.
It was after that standout where I got invited to go to CF McCarthy's. Yes, that CF McCarthy's. My initial reaction was to not go simply because of I know what has happened on that sidewalk because CF McCarthy's is right next to D&E Pizza. I was told a few people that were going and I thought I would be safe and I thought I would be okay. There was a bunch of people going and nothing would have happened to me. So I ended up driving to Canton Center by myself. That is where CF McCarthy's is located. And so when I pulled up, I realized that there were a few spots on the same side of the street, but they were a little further down, which meant I would have had to pass by D&E Pizza in order to get to CF McCarthy's. And again, me knowing what has gone on, I said, fuck that. I'm going to keep driving. So I drove, I did a turnaround, and I ended up parking in the parking lot across the street of where this is all situated. Actually, now that I think about it, it's the same exact parking lot that Karen Reed and the 2020 producers parked in when they were attacked by people from D&E Pizza. I parked in that parking lot, and instead of crossing right away, which would have, again, let me right to D&E, I decided to walk down the opposite side of the street and then cross a sidewalk and then go this way to CF McCarthy's, where I completely avoided D&E Pizza because I'm not trying to have Yuri Bukaki, Bukak, Quack, Quack come to my fucking house because I walked by Chris Albert's establishment. Inside CF McCarthy's was a great time. There was probably like 30 of us there. Maza Media on YouTube, if you know, was there. And it was just a really great time. The food was amazing. The employees were amazing. Now, I will say there was a point in time during this afternoon where Chris Albert had clearly called some people to gather outside D&E Pizza. And that is something that we have seen before on camera. If you remember when Turtle Boy and Meredith, his girlfriend, got assaulted. It wasn't too long after that where someone's from the Chris Albert side, you wouldn't know the name, came in and sat at the same side of the bar as us. And the only reason why we know that it was someone on their side is because this person had been to a select board meeting before. It was very obvious the way that this person was sitting and looking and listening at us that they were only there for one purpose. Although they did order a meal, you could tell they were there to listen and watch us. Nothing ended up happening with that individual, so a few of us were leaving, and when I was leaving, I almost made the quick decision to turn this way towards D&E, but I said, no, don't do that. I quickly stopped myself, turned the other way, and again, went down the sidewalk, and literally walked super fast to my car. Now, unfortunately, I had put my bag in my trunk, so I had to open my trunk, and I'm sure now, knowing the angle view that Chris Albert has of his camera, that he most likely saw my pink glittery sides that says Free Karen Reed. And so there's that. Another individual was leaving at the same time, and they did park on the same side of the street. And this person told me, point blank, that Chris Albert was, quote, glaring at me as I was at my car. Now, I didn't know this until this past week when I recognized on several occasions that I was being followed in my area, around my work, and around my home. As a local content creator, specifically focusing on the Karen Reed, the Mass State Police, I obviously have had people come to me and tell me their stories that I have not come out and spoken about with. And I've done that because, frankly, people are afraid. Period. People are afraid just because of this fucking example. And I will be damned if I allow anyone to silence me as a domestic violence survivor multiple times, who grew up around addiction, who was abused almost her entire life. I refuse to let someone on their fucking high horse stalk me and think that they can run the world and silence people simply because we do not agree. In my life, I have recognized a pattern when it comes to abusive individuals that when they start to lose power, they lash out. I have checked my car for trackers. I have stayed silent. I have been stressed the fuck out. I suffer from complex PTSD. So that set me in a little bit of a spiral for a few days. I have been told time and time again. And now that we've witnessed this, Chris Albert uses his surveillance video that's on top of his business as a way to get video footage and photos of people that he even thinks are suspicious. People that haven't done anything. Like people that visit CF McCarthy's, completely avoid his business and go into the car and drive away and do nothing wrong. Yes, people like me. And now we have proof because Chris Albert sent footage of his surveillance video videoing someone else, and you can hear Colin and Chris talking in that video saying, "Did you get a picture of her?"
Really? What a loser. What a loser. 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 What a disgusting bitch. Take a picture of her? Take a picture of her.
It's very obvious that the Alberts now have files and images and videos of people that they find suspicious, that they want to follow around, that they're going to get their information on and see if they do anything wrong, to see if they can get them in trouble. The only thing I have done has been a girl in the South Shore who likes Taylor Swift and pumpkin fucking candles and is tired of the bullshit that we are seeing in the Norfolk County, of the Massachusetts State Police, of the governor's office. I'm fucking tired. And I'm not going to allow someone who thinks they're on a high horse, who uses his connections with Massachusetts State Police to go and harass individuals who have done nothing. That is intimidation. That is intimidation. A rubber ducky is not intimidation. And you all are fucked in the head for thinking that you are going to continue this. Because you know what's actually really happening? You all are spiraling. That's what happens. When people start to lose power that have had power for so long, that shit starts to crumble. And not for nothing, your shit is fucking crumbling. On that note, your girl's back. She's over it. She's done. You want to continue following me? Cool. I now have fucking dash cams and I've updated all my cameras again on my house. So go ahead. Try to fucking follow me. Go ahead. Go fucking. The sassiness is back. The humor is back. Oh my God. I've missed out on so much. I need to go back on Twitter. And to all of you who have DM'd me and text messaged me and reached out to me, if I haven't gone back to you, I'm so sorry. I literally went into a hole to the point where people literally were calling me nonstop. I'm so sorry. As someone who suffers from complex PTSD, I'm so sorry. That's just the way that I handle things. I'm okay now. I've had my water. I've had my Alani Nu energy drinks. I've had my Mary Lou's coffee. I've had my Ben & Jerry's. I'm good. We're good. And we're back. And stronger than ever. And you can't shut me up. There's one thing. No man could ever shut me up. You really think you're gonna shut me up? Please.
Hello peoples of Massachusetts. This is your old friend Yuri of Norfolk County KBG, here with another PSA. As many of you know, some of your fellow comrades have taken to interwebs to criticize Mother Norfolk. This will not be tolerated. If you know someone who is not a loyal apparatchik to the motherland, you must tell me, Sgt BuQuickie, immediately. Don't be fooled. These are not your friends but enemies of the state. They are not to be trusted nor encouraged for their behaviors. Many of them have used cute rubber ducks to show disdain for a loyal Bolshevik, who by the way, has a delicious cheeky parm sandwich. Trust me, I am loyal patron. Don't be fools or durags, as we used to say in old country. We have many spies on interwebs to tell us who you are and where your protest will be. Sgt BuQuickie has Yugo cruiser, equipped with latest surveillance gadgets. I will park on public street in front of home and will listen in, while you are complaining about sister-in-law on cell phone. This will be used against you. I promise. You can prevent the carnage that will happen in family life. If you will just tell me why you are harassing Comrade Jan on interwebs. All you have to do is tell me why, and if you don't, you will spend rest of life in very cold gulag in Blue Hills barracks. Rubber ducks will freeze in their attempts to free you. This I guarantee. One more thing. If you believe that I am harassing you or violating your civil rights, you are correct. But once head of state KGB Comrade Mora is put in charge of national KGB, all will be forgiven. You will not win at this game. Comrade Morrissey has assured this.
Judge's gavel slams to seat. Lawyers dance, twist up their seat. Finger points truth in the air. Crime scene chalk, we got there. Witness falls under the glare. Truth lies hidden, but where? Evidence in shadow cracks. Guilty walks with ducks in packs. If it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's a duck. If it quacks with a snack and waddles in the track, it's stuck. It circles round the facts, can't hide from the luck. If it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's a duck. Twist the tail, they change their tune. Photos snapped under the moon. Bloody prints and muddy paths. Money trails that never last. Defendant's face behind a mask. Justice chained up to the past. Solitary cell they spin. Real truth trapped deep within. If it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's a duck. If it quacks with a smack and waddles in the track, it's stuck. It circles round the facts, can't hide from the luck. If it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's a duck.